Hi everyone. Quite a few people have asked me how I managed to change the head unit, which is the original Japanese head unit, from Japanese to English. A lot of people have said that it's not possible. I've managed to do it on mine. My car is a Toyota Estima Hybrid 2013 and it's an AHR 20. Not all head units will have this function as far as I'm aware, but it's worth giving it a try. You never know, it could save you hundreds of pounds. I chose to do this because basically it was going to cost between £500 and £600 to have a new head unit put in, and I was told on many occasions that there's a good possibility I would lose quite a few of the functions. On this car I've got a front camera, rear camera, 360 cameras. I've also got a drop down DVD screen in the rear, steering controls, etc., and I was told that I would possibly lose 50% of those functions. So I decided to just fiddle around with the buttons to see if I could actually get anywhere with it. Now obviously the problem is I've already changed mine to English, so it's going to be difficult to explain how it works on a screen that's got Japanese on. However, the touchscreen part, where the symbols are and all the touchscreen buttons are, should probably be in the same place as they were on the original settings. It's just going to be a case of trial and error. So the first thing that I did in order to even get started was to use Google Translate on my mobile phone. So I'm going to show you the phone. So basically you go to this area here, if you can see it, hopefully you can see it, and you need to press this bit here. Oh, hang on, difficult to do this with one hand, so I'll try and put it up there and see if I can do it. So yeah, go on Google, and in Google Translate you just press that button there. That brings you up to this screen and you can press translate. Then on the top bit, oh, it's gone again, just bear with me. So yeah, press translate. On the top bit, detect language and find Japanese. And now every time you hover over some Japanese text, it should hopefully change it. So let's give that a second. Sometimes it takes a while. Yeah, it's not working at the minute. Hang on a minute. Let's try again. There you go, it's changed. So now you can see that the button called Settings Edit, which is pretty much the fourth button down, that's the one you need to press to get started. So I'm going to go through that bit now, just bear with me. Okay, so we'll start her up, and as you can see I've already changed my language to English. So what you basically do is you press your settings button, which is the fourth button, so it's fourth down, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the one above the Japanese symbols with the letter G. Can you see that? So the one above that, press that, which is the settings and edit. This brings up obviously a Japanese display, so again you would use Google Translate to work out which buttons are which, but because I've already changed mine to English, you can see that the general settings button is this one at the top. So hopefully there would be a button there and a button there in the Japanese symbols, but they should be in the same position. So you press general settings, that takes you to the next screen, and then you go down, and again you would have to Google Translate all the different Japanese symbols to figure out which one, but hopefully it would be the first, second, third, fourth one down. So you would press language, and then as you can see that is the English, and above it would be Japanese. And it's possible if I press that now everything would go back to Japanese, which clearly I don't want to do because I've already translated mine to English. And then you would just press the English and it would go back. Not all functions are available in English. Some guidance functions will be set off. So that's kind of irrelevant to me because I wasn't interested in the guidance settings. So just press OK on that. And then that would transfer or translate it all to English. And then you just return. So again, you would use your Google Translate on your phone. Just hover over each Japanese button and press which one's relevant. So as you can see, I've now got mine in English. I've got navigation, which obviously I can't use because it's Japanese navigation. However, I've got Bluetooth, so I can connect my phone, which I've already done. So now that enables me to use Global Player through the stereo. So I just set Global Player on my phone and then it automatically comes through on the stereo unit. Telephone, you connect your telephone and you can put in your phone book, phone sound settings, etc, etc. And audio, that gives you basically a CD player HD recording settings, because this one's got a built-in hard disk drive, so you can download all your own songs. And there is ways of getting around all of the settings to figure out which buttons to press to do that. It is a bit tedious, but eventually you get there. So these are the settings, and then you've got display, where you can change the display. A lot of it is in Japanese. I'm happy with the display, so I haven't even attempted to figure out what those settings are for. It's not really relevant. And then you can just basically go back. Now you can see I've got AM, FM. There's only one channel available on each. So I've got BBC Radio 1, BBC Radio 2. Radio 2 is okay to listen to, it's fine. But I've got disc, so I can play CDs. And if you put a DVD in, it would play in on this head unit, and it would also play in the screen in the rear. Just simply do that by opening it up, popping the CD in or DVD, and then it would start playing. Press the button again and that's ready to start playing. Again, some of the symbols are in Japanese, but it's irrelevant because I'm not doing anything different on there. The good thing about this, it gives me all of the functionality that it had before. So all of my cameras, etc., which I'll demonstrate in a minute, still work. I've even got engine management on here, so you can go through and check all your engine management, engine, battery, tyres. Just shows you which way round. So if the engine's running, the wheels, it would show going across there. If it's the battery, it would run showing across there, etc, etc. There's loads and loads of other settings on here. You can go through and check how your travel has been, how much consumption you've had. As I say, loads and loads of settings that you can just go through and check. So for me, it didn't make any sense to change the unit. Why spend £500 or £600 getting a new head unit in when you've got all this functionality? And as I say, if I want to, just going to show you all of the different cameras. So if I put it in reverse, you can see I've got my 360 camera, my reversing camera, and also I've got on this steering wheel, I've got all my controls, and I've got view. If I press view, it also gives me a surround 360 surround of image of the car, so you can see how close you're parked to things. So that's why I chose not to have a new head unit installed. However, as I say, It doesn't necessarily mean that this will work on yours, but it was definitely worth me playing with the buttons, translating some of the buttons and trying to figure out what ones did what, find the settings, change it to English, and now I've got loads of things that are available in English. I can see exactly what I want to look at. It shows the tracks when you're playing a hard drive from your hard drive. It shows the tracks and the data when you're playing from a disc. You've got your FM, your AM, and you've got basically other functions available, so you can go through and check lots of different things going on. VTR, TV, obviously we can't have the TV, so yeah, loads of functions available that wouldn't have been available possibly had I had a new head unit. Anyway, hope that helps. Use Google Translate, find out what these buttons are down the side. Settings buttons, this one, which is the fourth one down on mine. It may be a different one on yours. Once you've done that, find the general settings, which is this one up here, and then find language, this one, change it to English. Once you've done that, obviously everything else comes up English. Not everything, obviously, because there are functions available for Japanese that haven't translated, but again, if you wanted to find out what they are, you could use Google Translate. Anyway, hope that helps.